So we no take no long talk from the dogs. Cause man are raving in wolves. Chief of his sound the alarm. Sound it. Cause man are raving in. Man are raving. Listen we no take no talk from the dogs. Cause man are raving in wolves.
So France, Belgium, Britain, they all divided the land of Africa for gain. Okay? That's what we're reading about here right now. Now, pull up the article, the Belgian conference. Pull that up for me. Yep, I'll read that for me.
Okay. Berlin Conference from 1884 to 1885. Meeting at which the major European powers negotiated and formalized claims to territory in Africa.
So they come together and they say, listen, we ain't gonna fight amongst each other. Let's just decide who gonna take what territory in Africa. You know what I mean? Because yo, we gonna fight and kill each other. Yo, it make no sense we kill each other. Let's kill these niggas. You know what I mean?
Also called the Berlin West Africa Conference.
The Berlin West Africa Conference. Now, I want you all to understand, when this conference took place, there was no black people there. There was no leaders in Africa there. And they making a conference to divide up a land that is not theirs. That's the same thing we read in Habakkuk. Woe unto him that do what?
That increase it.
That increase it in that which is not his. Okay? Keep on reading.
The Berlin Conference of 1884 to 1885 marked the climax of the European competition for territory in Africa.
So there was that competition and fighting each other for what? For territory in Africa. And you could see the map that I put up. That's how they had divided up the territory. Okay? Keep on reading.
A process commonly known as the Scramble for Africa.
Read on.
During the 1870s and early 1880s, European nations such as Great Britain, France, and Germany began looking to Africa for natural resources.
So they start looking to Africa for natural resources. Read on.
For their growing industrial sectors, as well as a potential market for the goods these factories produce. As a result, these governments sought to safeguard their commercial interests in Africa and began sending scouts to the continent for secure treaties from indigenous peoples or their supposed representatives.
So they went over there acting like they come for treaties. Let's make a treaty with you, Congo or this place. But when they really came, it's really we about to conquer you all and colonize you all. Okay, keep on playing.
Similarly, Belgium's King Leopold II, who aspired to increase his personal wealth by acquiring African territory, hired agents to lay claim to vast tracts of land in Central Africa to protect Germany's commercial interests. German Chancellor Otto von Bismarck, who was otherwise uninterested in Africa, felt compelled to stake claims to African land.
So you got white people from Europe staking claims to African land, to the land of Africa. That don't make no sense. That's why I tell you all, that's what we're reading about. We read about who increaseth in that which is not his. Okay, this is what they did. This is what the fourth beast did. This is what the 10 horns did. This is what the European nations did. Okay? Keep on playing.
Inevitably, the scramble of territory led to conflict among European powers.
Okay, read on.
Particularly between the British and French in West Africa.
So you'll see that they will fight. Britain and France was fighting for Africa. Okay, read on.
Egypt, the Portuguese, and British in East Africa, and the French and King Leopold II in Central Africa.
Okay, so from there, you know, so basically you could look that up and read it and so forth. Okay, you could look that up and read it so forth. What I said, the Belgian conference, read that.
The Berlin Conference did not initiate European colonization of Africa, but it did legitimate and formalize the process. In addition, it sparked new interest in Africa following the close of the conference.
So all right, so they came together and they start conquering Africa. This is the nations. All right. Okay, who did that? Who was part of that? France. Now read that in Habakkuk again one more time for me, man. No, read Daniel 7. And then, no, not Daniel 7. Daniel 11 and 39. Then go back to Habakkuk and read that again.
Daniel chapter 11 verse 39. Thus shall he do in the most strongholds
Read on.
with a strange God,
With a strange God. Read on.
whom he shall acknowledge,
Read on.
and increase with glory. And he shall cause them to rule over many,
Read on.
and shall divide the land
And he shall divide the land. Read on.
for gain.
For gain, and rob the people over there from their natural resources. Who did that? The so-called white man, the fourth beast. Okay? The Caucasian race. Now go to Habakkuk and read it again. Yeah.
Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him?
All these, what you all see taking place in Europe right now, in France, where you see these people rising up against France, these Arabs, is the same people that they've been robbing from their countries and destroying their countries through war. Read on.
And a taunting proverb against him?
Read on.
And say, woe to him
Woe to him. Read on.
that increaseth that which is not his.
Because what? The so-called white man have increased in the way how they become rich is by robbing and stealing from Africa and from all these other countries. This is how they becomes rich. That's why it says what? Read it again.
Woe to him
Death or destruction to him. Read on.
that increaseth
That increase. Read on.
that which is not his.
Africa does not belong to the so-called French. Okay, Africa did not belong to the so-called Britain. Okay, America did not belong to the Britain. America did not belong to French. Because not just Africa they divided up America. Okay? They divided up America because New Orleans and all of that was controlled by the French. Okay, they even Haiti, they divided up Haiti. Okay, now let me show you all some, right? You all know, you all see how during the Haitian Revolution, how the French was destroyed by the Haitians, and the Haitians fought for their independence and kicked the French out of the country. And because of that, the French said, listen, you have to pay me money, reparations, and Haiti just finished paying off them reparations. Billions of dollars. Right? That's what the French did to Haiti. Now, what you see taking place in Africa right now, should not the people of Africa tell France, listen, you all got to pay us for the exploitation and for everything that you all, the colonization and everything you all did?
Yes, sir.
But guess what? Africa can't do that. Why? Because they don't have the military power to demand such things.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? France was able to do that with Haiti because they got the military power to do that. Okay? Now let me show you all some. Go to Micah. Micah 2 and start at verse 1.
Book of Micah chapter 2 verse 1.
Yeah, I only got 15 minutes. Keep on reading.
Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds.
That divine iniquity and work evil upon their bed. When they sleep and they dreaming about evil they're going to do to you. That's crazy. Read on.
When the morning is light,
when the morning is light, read on.
They practice it.
Meaning they doing on their beds in the night. They come up in secret council and they scheme and they plan what they're going to do, and in the morning they do it. Read on.
Because it is in the power of their hand.
What does it mean by it is in the power of their hand? Meaning they got the military might. They got the power to do what they're doing. They said, we gonna colonize Africa. Guess what? They came over there with their guns and their weapons, and they murder and kill the people in Africa, and they colonize Africa. They said, we gonna colonize America. They came here, they saw the North American Indians and Reuben and And Issachar over here, they said, we don't care. What they did, they made war, they conquered, and they destroyed the indigenous people over here. Why? Because the power is in their hand. Okay, when they went to Africa, they said, oh, these are the scattered Israelites. Okay, we're going to enslave them. Okay, and there were power in their hand to do that. You feel what I'm saying? Read it again.
Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds.
Read on.
When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand.
Because it is in the power of their hand. They got the power to do what they want to do. Okay, the evil that they have been doing on this earth. They had the power. Why? Because of their military strength, their military advancements. Okay, read on.
And they covered fields.
And they covered fields. Okay, they covered fields. The fields there they covered is the whole land of Africa.
Right.
They covered fields. Read on.
And take them by violence.
And they took Africa by violence. Okay, they took Ghana by violence. They took all these countries over there, Tongo, all these countries, they took it by violence. They divided Africa amongst themselves. Okay, that's what they did. That's what the Caucasian race did. That's what the fourth beast did. That's what the 7 heads and 10 horns did. Okay, that's what the beast did. Okay, read on.
And houses, and take them away.
Read on.
So they oppress a man.
So they oppress a man. Read on.
And his house.
And his house. Read on.
Even a man.
Read on.
And his heritage.
And they oppress people heritage. Meaning your culture and all of that. They even took your culture from you. But that's what they did to us. When we was brought here as slaves, our culture was taken away from us. Okay, they stole our culture. All right, that's what they did. Not just, it says they oppress a man and his heritage. When you look on the continent of Africa, the people on the continent of Africa, they also have forgot their heritage.
Right.
All right, you go over there, you see what? You see Caesar Borgia, the white image of Christ, all over the continent of Africa. You see white Jesus all over the continent of Africa. The heritage that the people over there was following, it have been taken from them. They were taught Christianity. When did they learn that? They learned that when they were colonized by France, by Britain, by all the nations that I showed there early on, that the Belgian conference where they divided up the land. When they divided up the land, they came over there with Christianity and they brainwashed everybody over there. They oppressed the people over their heritage. Okay, them customs and culture that they following, when the white man came over there and colonized over there, guess what? They forgot all their culture that they used to follow. The same thing with the Israelites that was over there. They forgot their culture too, because we were in Africa, living in Africa, had communities and all of that in Africa. You know, so we forgot our culture too. They did it to the Hamitic tribes over there. They make sure they destroyed us too. Okay? Read on.
Verse 4. Verse 3. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks.
So read on.
Neither shall ye go heartily.
So this family is talking about the nation of Edom. God said he gonna do an evil to you. You know what I mean? He gonna set that trap where you ain't gonna be able to remove your neck. Your head I get chopped off. Read on.
For this time is evil in that day.
And for this time is evil. This time he talking about here is World War III. Okay? And in that day, read on.
Shall one take up a parable against you.
Somebody gonna pick up the nations that you've been oppressing, going to speak against you. And this is what they're gonna say. Read on.
And lament with a doleful lamentation.
Read on.
And say, we be utterly spoiled.
You have stole our resources. You have stole our land. Read on.
He had changed the portion of my people.
You have changed how the portion of our people. It says they have changed them. Meaning what? What's the portion of Israel? Our portion was what? The land of Israel. Our portion is our heritage and all of that. He have what? Read it again.
He had changed the portion of my people.
God, he said he have changed the portion of my people. Okay, meaning your culture and everything that was given unto you, it have been changed.
Damn.
You understand? And the same thing have happened to the Hamitic tribes over there in the land of Africa. Okay, they have Esau have changed their culture. You go over there, all you see is white Jesus all over the place. They all go to church on Sunday. You understand? This is what he have done. Okay, he have also done the same thing in Arab countries too. Okay, read it again one more time.
He had changed the portion of my people.
Read on.
How hath he removed it from me?
How have he removed it from me? Read on.
Turning away, he had divided our fields.
So the fields, the land have been divided.
Right.
He have divided our fields. He divided Africa. Okay, read on.
Therefore, thou shalt have none that shall cast a cord by lot in the congregation of the Lord.
Read on.
Prophesy ye not, say they to them that prophesy.
Read it again.
Prophesy ye not.
This is what they say. They say, prophesy ye not. This is what the ADL say. This is what the FBI say. This is what the SPLC say. This is what wicked, destroyed Negroes say. Okay? The Lord says that they say what?
Prophesy ye not, say they to them that prophesy.
So they say, don't prophesy. Don't prophesy. That who they speaking to? No, they speaking to us. No, they're speaking to the prophets of God. Okay? Read on.
They shall not prophesy to them, that they shall not take shame.
That they shall not what?
That they shall not take shame.
So what is this saying? They don't want us to prophesy unto them, so they shall not what?
Take shame.
What is that talking about? Because you prophesy, you speaking about the evil that they have done.
Reveal them.
We revealing them, they start feeling ashamed. You not gonna make me shame for the evil that I did in Africa. Me conquering Africa, dividing Africa, exploiting Africa. Me destroying you, enslaving you. You trying to make me feel ashamed for what I did. Okay, you keep mentioning slavery in school. You making my kids feel ashamed for what their fathers did.
Yes.
You all see what that's going into?
Yes, Deacon, we see it.
Read it again.
Verse 6, prophesy ye not, say they to them that prophesy.
So they don't want us to prophesy the truth, brothers. They do not want us to prophesy the truth, because when we prophesy the truth, it make them feel how? Read on.
They shall not prophesy to them, that they shall not take shame.
Because they don't want to take responsibility. They don't want to take shame for the evil that they have done. The colonization and the colonization and the destroying of the people of God and the continent of Africa, they do not want to take responsibility or shame for what they have done. Read on.
O thou that art named the house of Jacob,
read on.
Is the spirit of the Lord straitened? Are these his doings?
Okay, from there, jump to Revelation 6 and 2. So it says that they don't want to take shame for what they have done, right? No. What time is it? Oh, man, I only got 6 minutes. All right, I might go like 5 minutes over or something.
All praises. Ball rolling.
I had a video I wanted to show you now. Let me see. You know, I ain't showing no more video. You know what? Let me show the video. Nah, I ain't showing the video. Let me just go to Revelation 6 and 2 and I'm going there.
Revelation chapter 6 verse 2.
I have a bunch of videos I'm supposed to show. Time be flying.
Do a part 2, Deacon.
Yeah, keep on reading.
And I saw, and behold, a white horse.
And I saw a white horse. Read on.
And he that sat on him.
And he that sat on that white horse. Read on.
Had a bow. And a crown was given unto him.
And a crown was given unto him, meaning dominion, rulership. Read on.
And he went forth conquering.
And he went forth what?
Conquering.
Conquering, read on.
And to conquer.
And to conquer. This first horse here is talking about who? It's talking about that fourth beast.
Right.
It's talking about that fourth beast. Okay, that conquered the earth. All right, that conquered Africa, that conquered that destroyed the Chinese. That I'm telling you. Okay, he was giving him a great sword, meaning weaponry. Okay, keep on reading.
Verse 3. And when he had opened the second seal,
Read on.
I heard the second beast say,
Read
come
on.
and see. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him.
So this horse that was red is talking about who? The so-called white man, the nation of Edom. But the Bible's Edom is what? Red. Okay, read on.
And power was given to him
And power was given to him. Read on.
that sat thereon.
The person that sit on these horses is Edom. The nation of Edom, the Caucasian race. He's what's riding these horses. That's right. Okay, read on.
And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth.
This is where you had World War I and World War II. And World War III and even the war with Russia and Ukraine.
Right.
Okay? That's what you see going on right now. This is talking about the wars that they fight amongst each other. How you know that? Keep on reading.
That they should kill one another.
That they kill. This war that we talking about is them using their weapons on each other. They fighting each other. That's why I said they should kill each other. These wars is not them killing the Africans.
No.
Because they already conquered the Africans in the verse above.
Right.
Okay, this war is them killing each other. It's what you see taking place in World War II when the Jewish people was being killed. That was them killing each other. Caucasians killing Caucasians. Edomites killing Edomites.
Right.
Russians killing Germans. Okay, that's what it's going into. Russians killing Ukraine, Ukraine, because they're the same people. That's why I said they should kill one another. Read on.
And there was given unto him a great sword.
Read on.
And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, come and see.
Read on.
And I beheld, and lo, a black horse.
So the black horse represents the continent of Africa, the African nations. All right, that's who the black horse represent. Read on.
And he that sat on him,
and he that sat on that horse, meaning he that conquered Africa, that's riding that horse. Read on.
had a pair of balances in his hand.
Read on.
And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny,
Damn.
and 3 measures of barley for a penny.
So what is this going into?
Damn, man.
This is going into what France and what Europe is doing to Africa, how they are exploiting Africa. Y'all understand? How they are telling Africa, your money don't worth nothing. You feel what I'm saying? And they are robbing Africa of their resources. A barley, they're supposed to be buying a barley for this price, but they what? They're selling it. Wait, read it again. Read it again. A penny what?
A measure of wheat for a penny.
A measure of wheat for a penny. Read on.
And 3 measures of barley for a penny.
So you paying the same price that you paying for one measure of wheat, and you paying three times worth what it costs. It's talking about them dealing unjustly. Them dealing unjustly and is exploiting the resources over there in Africa. That's what this verse says going into. All right. So brothers and sisters, I'm gonna close it off there. I wasn't able to go. I wasn't able to touch on. I had some more videos to show you all with what France is doing over there in Africa. Okay. Oh no, one more thing. One more thing I gotta touch on. No, y'all remember? Y'all just give me 2 minutes, yo. Y'all remember? I want the video that I sent with Gaddafi. Y'all remember that Gaddafi tried to set up a world central bank, right? An African central bank, right? He tried to set up an African central bank. The video that I show you all with France, and how France control all the money over there in Africa, right? All African nations, they have to give their money to France. okay, to hold for them, and they could only access 30% of their money. Africa does not have a central bank. So Gaddafi was trying to set up a central bank in Africa for all nations to come together.
Okay.
Okay? And that's why he was killed. Gaddafi was killed by the French government. You understand? The French government, and also led by NATO forces, the French government led by America, they killed Gaddafi.
Because
all right?
If Gaddafi did create that,
Right.
they don't need the French.
Right, they're not going to need to use the French money no more to trade if Gaddafi had set up that African Central Bank. Okay, no. So this is, you all understand what's going on. You all understand why they killed Gaddafi. Now play that video for me.
Explosive new revelations that cast light on France's intelligence services, the DGSI. Jean-François L'Huillier, France's former #1 spy in Libya, was in the job in Tripoli during the Arab Spring before the fall in October 2011 of Muammar Gaddafi. His top-secret mission was clear.
It was a mission that the French President's Office had given to the DGSI. Get major figures in Libya to defect so they can be turned against Gaddafi.
France, which only a few years earlier had welcomed the Libyan leader in great pomp, now wanted him gone. L'Huillier outlines in a new book, The Man in Tripoli, how France tried to undermine Gaddafi in numerous ways, such as by getting his foreign minister to flee the country.
You pushed people to betray their country effectively. Not just their country.
Pause.
but
So they
also
push people to betray their country. Yo, let me tell you all something. Africa is not poor. Africa is not a poor country. You always hear these white people talking about Africa is so poor, the country is poor. If the country is poor, what the hell are you going over there for? Africa got gold and resources.
Just like Haiti.
Brazil got gold and resources. Haiti got gold and resources. Okay, Venezuela got gold and resources. How the hell you all keep talking about these countries is third world and poor when your country is becoming rich off of the resources of that country? If the country is poor, how you are getting rich off of it? Y'all see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Y'all don't fall for the lies, man. Oh, Africa is poor. They say it's poor so they could go over there and talk about they helping you, and then they steal all the resources and so forth. Okay? Keep playing.
convictions.
That minister, Moussa Koussa, defected and found asylum in the United Kingdom. At the same time, the military intervention led by France and the UK laid a fatal blow to Gaddafi's regime. The rebels were now ready to
So
take...
you'll see that? Led by France and the UK. They murdered Gaddafi. You understand? Why this was done? Because Gaddafi was trying to set up a African Central Bank, which would have destroyed what? France currency. You understand? The wealth that France get, they get it from Africa, even till this day. So anytime that central bank was developed, it would have been destroyed. The currency would have been destroyed. Keep on playing.
power. Jean-François L'Huillier was entrusted with approaching them and giving them all the help they needed.
We would be told where Gaddafi's units would be, that they were regularly targeting villages with missiles. The rebels would say, do something for us. So I would get on to Paris to see if they would send NATO planes. From that point, though, it was out of my hands. I'm afraid it wasn't like I was in a film and pressing a button, and then the planes would come.
Gaddafi's final moments were filmed. He was caught trying to flee and then lynched by rebels. Jean-François L'Huillier denies the rumor which has long circulated that says Gaddafi was killed by a French intelligence agent.
So y'all see that? So y'all know the scripture said their tongue go and tell on them? Now this dude writing a book talking about how he helped kill Gaddafi and disrupt the government over there in Libya. So you understand, these same people is going to France and they living in France. Libya is destroyed right now. It's poverty over there like crazy. So the people in Libya, guess where they at?
In France.
They in France. Okay? So the Lord said, they shall rise up and bite thee. And that's what you see going on in France right now.
Right.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you. It's nation time.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, His word, His word.